Yeah, it's not really going to go in deep enough.
Should go ahead and peel this out first. Get that out of the way. May have to heat it. Yeah, it should peel. Yeah, there we go.
Looks like honeycomb.
Yep. Yep. And what Phil was talking about doing is taking a thing like that and heating the end of it and just slide it right back in there.
I got the torch. Before we do that, we got sharpening. Let me try the sharpening first.
Okay.
No, try the heat.
Yeah, you just, yeah, there you go. Just wiggle it. And
Try grabbing. I'll just tear out. No.
yeah, there's where you run out of length.
Let me see if I can find something longer.
Yeah.
That works though.
Hey, made a tool. Okay, we got a little burr tool here, rotary file. It's got teeth on the end, down on the sides, and should be able to get in there and clean that glue and stuff off of the outer skin. I want to take a little flat file and just work it back and forth in there.
That'd be probably the best way.
So just a little high there in front. But, yeah.
You probably need to go back just a slight bit.
Get that corner dressed just a little squarer back there in the back, and let's see. Now, I think if we just file that down just a little, let her drop just a tad in front, and lay a straight edge right across the top of that honeycomb out there, and you'll see where the wow is. Smaller file. Well, the heavy lifting's done. Now it's down to scraping and filing and getting that sucker to where it seats down in there just perfectly. And pretty close. Cleanup to do there on the control column.
Slightly high in front. We're shooting for keeping all this.
Okay, we're further along here. You see from this side where it was all cut out and cleaned out, and that's the way it should look. drilled up, and we have the new parts here formed, no holes in them. And using an old one there for fitting. And then from the other side, foliated. And we got the doubler in there. Just took a whole instrument panel out, made life easier, and also gave us an opportunity to fix the burnt wiring behind the panel, and we're putting in a different instrument panel. This side's got the block already inserted in it, and this is for the other side. This is what the doubler looks like. It's got that kick on the front. It's pretty hard to discern looking at the drawing. We missed it the first time, and it picks up the firewall. And it's evident when you follow the line up to the doubler here, that it comes up and makes a turn right here, and it goes dotted because it disappears. And that's the hole pattern for it.
Right on the money. Right on the money, man. That's exactly where it needs to be. That line. So there's where it is. That's the new mount within the doubler and all. So
now we just back drill from the other side.
Yeah, but I need to make sure we're level there. So because there is a little bit of cockiness there, and so but. That should right there. That's why I was trying to get this one squeeze clamp in here and see if this will still work. Yep, still will. Loosen that up just a hair. There we go. Did it kick it up? Yep, see it kicked it back up now. Now this surface here on the mount is perpendicular to this surface on this U channel, and now it's kicked up flush where it needs to be.
Good.
So I'm happy with that. Right on the money. It's gotta be any closer than that.
One thing that's quite important here for anybody going to do this, get yourself some of these wing nut clecos to suck that puppy all together good with. And like Phil's putting a washer over them there, draw them up.
Helps protect the material from the cleco jaw at the end. Okay, it's got enough clecos in it for now. So now, okay, let's see, what do we got? All right, so now,
and so on.
Bow lube. Very good lubricant to use on drilling this massive material up. Okay, there's a fully complete drilled up motor extrusion minus the bolt that's here and here. But with the filler, you've added 63 thousandths, so you've actually moved the motor mount inboard. So when we locate the motor mount here, we'll have it all bolted, and then we'll end up finding where we need to be for making the hole for the mount right there. So there's the left side ready to go, minus the block, but as you can see how the guys had cut it out, and we used some pretty cool little tools. So Kenny can tell you about those if you have to do this extrusion repair.
Yeah, we used an air Dremel from Harbor Freight.
There you go.
And they may be only good for 3 or 4 uses, but they're worth their weight in gold.
Exactly. So there's a complete drilled up one now.
Fairmont's Northwest. Okay, we're sizing these things up. Tried doing the first ones on the airplane. We got them just a little bit oversized. And these things have to be a very critically tight fit. So what we've done here is started out with a 30, stepped up to a 20, then went to a double margin drill that stitched it up to just about a 5/16, and then we've got a ream here. The bolts are 372, and this is a 371 ream. So this takes it up to where it's an interference fit to put the thing through. You can push them through. But we've got an adjustable ream here set up that takes it up to where it's just a slip fit through, and we're going to save that. We're going to drill these up now here on the drill press. And the way we did this was to align the crosshairs according to the drawing, which is a 1/2 inch in, a 1/2 inch back, or whatever they are. Okay, and then go ahead and flip them over, drill one side then the other side to allow for any error here. And now we're going to go through and bring them up with the ream to that slip fit position, and then we'll get over there and go. We took a thick piece of metal here and did some test holes and stuff through it to get it up to where we wanted the thing. Here's the bolt, and let's see, which was the last hole we did here?
The last hole we did was
this one here.
This one here.
And that,
as you can see, it's just
barely will go through, and that's after running the adjustable ream through it.
Right.
And that's even a little bit looser than we want right there. You want to basically have to drive these things in. So anyway,
plenty of grease on them when you install them.
Yeah,
that'll help.
And don't try to do it with your old bolts, because they're going to be smaller, because the CAD plate's going to be gone off of them.
Yeah. All right, Ken, I'm also going to put that down. Let's
Okay, get the last one here, just how we're lining up with this thing. Okay. Okay.
As you can see, this is the type of fit we have. Nice and tight. And now the next step we're going to do is when we get it on the plane, we'll step it up just another thousandths, which will give us a little bit of a play, but we'll still be able to drive it into the... Alright, let me go ahead and get these located back in the plane now.
Okay, we're getting these draw clecos in place, put a washer in the back to protect the metal. Okay.
Left side, right side on. Whoops, excuse me, Ken.
Get this shown here, that how this block is slid in nice tight in place, and we got the doubler clecoed in place over it. Now put this guy on the inside. We get those lined up. Now the other thing we got to do is we have to match drill these holes, come up through here, and there's no room to get a hole finder in there, so we just have to try to match drill coming up from the bottom. And I was getting ready to go over there to get another angle drill out that just might have a little bit shorter head. And and I got a jammed drawer over there, so I got to go fix that. Nothing's easy. Okay, we've gone with the adjustable ream by hand through there. Yeah, look at that.
Look at that fit, nice.
Yes.
To be tapped in.
Okay, go for it. Look at that. Can't get any better than that, Klaus. Good job, dude. Now this one over here, I've got a tapered pin in the bottom, okay?
I gotta take this. I gotta take this.
Okay, go ahead.
That side.
Yeah. Got a punch over there too, I believe, already. That's a nice tight fit. Good deal. Huh? Not to waddle the hole. Try to keep it nice and tight. Here we go. There you go.
Okay, Klaus is taking this taper ream here now and doing a little hand reaming.
Oh, that's nice because it barely just takes any of the outclad off too, so that's good. Hardly any removal of it. Here, I'll leave this one right here for you so you can use that as your test bolt, okay? Okay, so now I got all 4 bolts. See here, there to there, and then we take the thickness of those 2 skins and add to that depth. Well, we could actually and we just can't countersink the outsides, can we, because of the skin?
No.
It'll knife edge.
It's got to be dimpled, yeah.
It's got to be dimpled, huh? Okay. Look at that. Drive her home. Nice. Right on.
Now that's a fit.
We were nice. We were right on those crosshairs too. So
Look, tap that other top mount in so he's lined up right.
I'll tell you what.
We are there.
Air Mods is on the money, man.
That's the way we like them.
Pete Carroll wants to talk to you. Right on, dude. Okay.
Okay, we're coming up here on getting this job completed, and we got the holes all drilled and dimpled. The way we did this was put the blocks in place that were already countersunk, and then squished, sucked them in with the bolts in with the nuts on the back, working our way down to get them dimpled so that they'll seat in. This one here's a kind of interesting because it goes right on that edge, but that'll all be covered up with filler, and we'll put that line back in there so we see the thing. And then the inside of it, getting some weird light here. I'll try to do it over here on this side. Yeah, I'm getting it there too. So it gives a good view of how the honeycomb is all cut out. Everything. This is thoroughly cleaned on the inside, and then we've got the same dimpling over here. You have to open those holes up. If you try to dimple them just from the number 10, it cracks the metal. So if you do it that way, it works out. Over here we got the parts all laid up, and we primed all the areas that are not going to get bonded. And of course both sides of this, here's the block that's all dimpled in here, or countersunk, painted around the edges with green primer, and then this side in here. But that all gets, this goes up against there, and then the extrusion, we already had it's all drilled up and everything. It goes against like that, and there we go. Okay, just lay it down and let it go forward. All lines up like that. And then this goes against the firewall. I drill through there and pull rivets in. So that's our setup. And then the other side over here. Here's all our hardware. Got the appropriate stainless bolts there and stainless nuts. And so mix up the bonding and smear it all up and slap this thing together. Okay, packing in the sealant. Now this is what's called out in the maintenance manual to use. They call out for ProSeal or PRC PR 1422 B1/2. This is the consolidated sealants equivalent of it, CS 3402 or 3204 or whatever it is. But anyway, the first thing to do is to go in there and pack in all of the area where the honeycomb edges are, to seal that, make it all nice and flat, and then we'll butter up the bar here, spacer bar, and push it in place. Then butter up the doubler and get it pushed in, Cleco everything in, shove it in, then wipe things down, and then do the back side of the extrusion. Get it all pulled in, tightened down with these wing nut Clecos, draw Clecos that draw them all in nice and tight, and then start putting the get them locked in. We do the cherry rivets in the doublers, and then draw all this together. So this stuff is the B2 type, so it gives us a 2-hour work life, and I think we're probably going to need it. So get a little bit more here in a bit. And now Phil's applying the sealant to the spacer block. And all packed down in there good. And we mixed up, used 80 grams of sealant, or you see 80.2, and then 8 grams 1 to 10 mix of the catalyst for it. So we got 90 grams of material here. Probably a little more than we'll need for one side. Do this one side at a time. See how much time it takes. We got enough time left on the stuff, and we got stuff left. We'll move on to the other side and mix a little bit more if we have to. Okay, the block's in place. Smear up the doubler. The little artist palette knives work just great for spraying this stuff out. See what he's doing there. A pretty thin application to it. What we want here is a thorough coverage but a very thin skim on it. This is the flange that goes against the firewall, and all of those holes in there get filled with Cherry Max rivets. Okay.